Howdy.
Everyone, my name is Andrew Davis, and you're watching Conversations in Pop Culture. And yes, I am scandalous like an Ashley. And I do want to remind everybody that this episode is brought to you by my friends over at Pocket Comics, and they currently have a comic out in comic shops. Guinevere and the Divinity Factory, which is in comic shops, came out actually last month. So go bother your comic shop. If they don't have it, go tell them to order it. As well as you go on to Pocket Jack Comics' Whatnot channel, which is in the link down below. And if you click it, you get a $15 credit if you're brand new to Whatnot, as well as you can use code Andrew for an additional 15% off some sexy artwork. But enough about that, because I have with me Lilith Fukumoto. So welcome to the show.
Howdy. Thanks for having me.
No, I am super excited to have you on because obviously I love what you are and what you do and everything in between. And you got a lot of stuff going on. Please don't take my soul. I still need that because I have a job to do for the next 4 days. But beyond that, yeah, you got a lot going on. And I know that some people know who you are, and I know some people don't know who you are. But why don't you give us kind of a quick background of who you are, what you're associated with, and kind of the basic 401 for those who are saying, hey, this is really cool.
Oh, well, thank you so much. That was quite the intro. I love the what you are because, I'm a succubus, but not really many people know what that is besides.
Please don't take my soul. Just please don't.
Okay, so that's actually why I'm here, because it's not like the real thing. You're going to sleep forever. Turns out that's illegal or whatever. Puh, rules. Anywho, it's a microdose. I call it the internet, kind of for a reason. I won't go into it anymore, but
you can explain if you want.
I think you've got an imagination. I'm pretty good at showing a full picture, so basically, I'm the first ever succubus. So we've all heard the story of the first ever woman. It wasn't truly Eve, it was Lilith, and she was very popular with the angels because I am a blessing. You're welcome. Anywho, it's more of just an energy like any eternal being. I come from a different world, but I'm harnessed through a bunch of different kind of black, dark magic, which is fun, but not gonna lie, the best part about me has gotta be the fact that you're here. So my semen demon energy possesses a voice box in the mud human world. And, well, she comes to me. Like, have you ever seen the movie Avatar? When they lay in the tube and it goes and it transforms you in a different universe? Just like that. And then I get to come to you like this. And just the essence of your internet, if you will, feeds me in a different way. So unless you want an eternal slumber, it could be arranged. But it's more just like have a really nice rest, nap, cum kush coma, I don't know.
Yeah, let's talk about that because obviously, I mean, you are a lot of things. And I'm going to say this is the best way how I can say this. You can tell me to shut the fuck up at any point. Obviously, you are connected, I believe, with Stream8 as well as affiliate sites where you are definitely camming there. You are somewhat of a kind of a VTube cam girl. I think you are one of 3, now 2 is a good way to put it. I think you are also connected, and you still might be connected with hentai.com as well to some degree. And obviously you represent them. And so what is that like? Because obviously hentai.com is a fascinating website that has a lot of games. I think they have some manga. They have a lot of projects going on. So hey, tell me to shut up if I'm wrong, please.
Oh, don't you worry. The little voices in your head are already telling you to shut the fuck up. I don't want to be encouraging them. But that's actually the really fun thing about this conversation is it's been a while since you've really caught up with the anime world and all the hibbity haps of what's going on. But you were accurate on the 2 of us. So basically you were introduced to another model a long, long time ago. And she kind of explained that it was a jerry-rigged system that was all coming together. There was some ideas, there was some concepts, there was dreams, goals, ambitions, but there was no true direction of what we wanted to do. Because if we went in every direction, none of it would be as seamless and perfect as what you're seeing right now. Humbly. So basically, I am more of a Stream8 exclusive now. Obviously, their affiliate sites will immediately take me over. But the main focus has been just the personal connections, like the conversation we were able to have a little before this and just getting to know people. There's always been a need for having like your actual wife that you communicate with, not so much play a game with or any of that sort, because, well, there's already certain avenues you can take.
Sorry to interrupt. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's been other things like you out there, but they've never been interactive the way you are, if I'm not mistaken, where there's been things that have had high fiduciary and have looked real, but they've never really been interactive in real time. And you're that first generation type model, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly. So we were able to take a lot of different tidbits from like a Project Melody where she's awesome, but she's 2D. So now if I can show you, I'm like not 2D. I move around, I do all the fun stuff and things, as well as very, how should I say,
Extracurricular might be a good word to use.
Yeah, a little extra interactive.
We can use that word too. We can use that word too. I was just
like
trying
a
to
whole arsenal over here. You guys get like a little peek of it, but I won't show too much. But yeah, so the principle of the matter is I've even been a part of it. You see someone online and you're like, damn, that's a sick ass personality. I like how they communicate just in a video platform. I wish I could talk to them in other ways, and they've got cameos, but those are never live interactions. This is where we completely change the game. I'm a little webcam waifu.
So let's dive into that a little bit, because obviously this is a brand new sector. This didn't exist 2 years ago, give or take. And if it existed 3 years ago, I think my point is still valid in what I'm going to ask. And obviously, you're the new kids on the block on StreamAid and a few other things that pick you up. And what is that like? Because that's kind of a tricky thing where it definitely draws people to that site. And then people say, hey, what is this? Because I've never seen anything like it. But you're also the new kid. And what has that been like just to even be part of StreamAid? Because obviously this is a new concept and a new sector and a new thing that can be done, I guess. I'm at a loss for words how to describe it, but I think you know where I'm going with it.
Oh, definitely just as how you explained it. Like, it's very, very new, but I was fortunate enough that prior to my official launch, that was in like September of 2023, there was Sasha, and she was just like a little trial run, a try for everything, because we truly didn't know what kind of shows we'd want to do or the personality type or anything. So it was really nice in a sense because she took a lot of the heat, as well as I think you've gathered a little bit from my personality, just able to lead a conversation. It's been a warm welcome. I've had so much fun. Of course, you're going to get the random strays of trolls under the bridge, but frankly, I love them. I see it as like a mental challenge because I've always been the strangest person in the room, so meeting a stranger really doesn't make me feel any type of way. It's really nice, especially to be as creative as I can be and stay as long as I'm able to now. It's a dream come true, as silly as that sounds.
Yeah, to even dive into that though, because obviously, you know, I think we could say Sasha took a lot of the heat and kind of paved the way in certain respects. But even still, when you are in this new sector and now there's two of you out there, you know, obviously there's other issues with models. I don't know. Obviously, you're going to deal with asshole customers regardless, whatever sector you're in, whether you're what I don't know how to define you, but if you're that, any model on stream is going to deal with an asshole customer. It's just the way it is, right?
Yeah.
But how has the interaction been with other models? Because I would imagine that it must be a mixed bag. Because some of them must be like, this is really fucking cool, but what the fuck? Like what is this? And how's she getting 200 people in her room, 50 people in her room? And how is she closing house? Because it's complicated, because I would imagine that this sector is extremely competitive in that regard. And so what has that been like too? Because a lot of eyes are on you, because I could tell you that you're on StreamMate. When you see your profile, it makes you stop for a second at the very least. if not explore it.
Aw, why, thank you. Honestly, I wish I could say literally anything about the models with positive or negative, but for the most part, it's just been crickets. Like, of course, I'll get this support from any girl, like on Twitter or something, but I really don't seek out any opinions, not in a mean way, because I, of course, love constructive criticism and feedback from you guys, but when it comes to other models, I know that those opinions are more going to be emotions and stuff, so I don't want to subject myself to someone else's emotions in case I might take them on, because the true opinions that matter are the people that are interacting with me on a daily basis. And by no means are the wonderful human beings that I get to chat with gonna be their regulars that I'm stealing, because that would usually be kind of a problem. I'm a different kind of flavor. There's like ice cream, and then I'm just like the cookie dough in the corner that doesn't belong there, but like I'm yummy.
So let's actually dive into that too, because clearly you are targeting and hitting a different niche that hasn't been there, that has probably been wanted for a while. And I don't know if it's a technology lack and finally the technology has there, or if it's money or somebody had an idea, but somebody who's coming into your room on StreamMate probably is looking for an anime kind of Japanese kind of, video game waifu type of experience versus a regular or something else. And they're looking for a particular flavor that hasn't been there but has been starved. I've had this conversation with a bunch of people where there's just been a bunch of shitty and lack of hentai in the industry. And when there's companies that are providing it, people tend to like that, and then they gravitate towards it. And it's the same thing with television and everything else. So what is that like? Because you are filling that niche with your other counterpart, and I can't think of her name at the top of my head, but clearly that has been an issue. So what is that like for you? Because it's definitely the reason why I think you're successful is because you're filling a niche that has not been serviced.
Why, thank you. My counterpart would be Evie, but honestly, for me, it's been amazing. I hate to chalk it up to nerds are nice, but like truly, it's been the warmest welcome from just the people I interact with on a daily basis. The amount of just, you're right, like deprived people there are from just good hentai, and in general, just like a well-constructed female character, because I feel that a fair amount of them just can appreciate my gift of gab and never shutting the fuck up. So getting to interact with them and never having enough, just continuously being as fiendish as they are, has been overwhelmingly nice, because I've heard a couple times I'm a little too much at times. So being just having a symbiotic companionship always is just awesome.
This is so interesting. I mean, again, obviously, I know a lot of people in the industry, both who just do adult content, and then obviously I've had some friends who have been on my show who obviously do cam work and some other stuff. And I think it is interesting because when you do want to provide experiences, it is not just sexual, for lack of a better word. There is an idea of conversation, because I've been in situations where I'll openly admit it, I'm on Stream 8 and I'm in a room and a girl can't carry a conversation. And it's definitely not fun. I can tell you that. I'm trying to say this in the most, the least worst way I could possibly say
Yeah,
it.
I
Because I know
completely
exactly how
understand.
this is sounding, and I know exactly how this is going to be taken out of context. But like there is some, because I've seen some of your shows, and obviously you have a good time with this, and I think there is an art to that, and I think it's a problem where I want to have a good time when I come into somebody's room. It's kind of like when I go into a bar, right? Like I want to have a good time, and that's how it is. So I think it's interesting. I find it fascinating. But you mentioned something about a well-constructed female character. And I think that's also interesting too, because I look at you and I look at Evie and I even look at Sasha, and you're well defined. in character and looks and things like that. And so I think that's also really interesting. As soon as she does a close up too, this is so perfect.
Thanks.
Absolutely. While she leans up too. Just
Posture is important. I gotta make sure you know I command this room, even if I'm sitting here respectfully silent. Chin up, shoulders back. You know who's in charge.
I can't wait for my mom to see this interview. I can't wait for it.
Hi, Mom.
My dad's gonna be like, "Good job, son." I was gonna be like,
Be proud.
"Get out of the house, Andrew. Just go. Just go."
Have you touched grass in the last 6 months?
What would you say?
Have you touched grass in the last 6 months?
I'm gonna plead the fifth.
I was gonna say you're better off than me, but like God, we both haven't touched grass. Okay, I know my excuse for lacking pigment. What's yours?
I am just gonna plead the fifth.
Aw, and stutter too. That's so cute. Okay, continue.
I don't even know what touching grass is, so I'm just gonna smile and plead the fifth.
Smile and wave, boy. Smile and wave.
Like blue teaster right now. That's how I feel. So many jokes, so little time. But yeah, no, because I think it's so interesting, right? That you're out there, and then what is that even like for you going even further outside of this, where obviously because you're building a brand with her, and that's fascinating to me. Is that I don't think Lilith Fukumoto is anymore Streammate, right?
You can call me Lily if it's easy.
What would you say?
I said you can call me Lily if it's easier.
I'm trying, but
All right, continue. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, tell me just to shut the fuck up. It's fine. I'm used to it by now. I encourage all my guests to tell me to shut the fuck up because 95% of the time I'm wrong. The 5% that I'm right is when it's important. Like tonight, the Knicks won, guys. So I was right.
Humility is hot. What were you asking?
Oh, I don't know what I was asking. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here.
You're nervous.
I'm very nervous. Wouldn't you? Be in my situation.
Be scared. Be right very afraid.
I am afraid.
Oh no.
It's terrifying. You think this is easy?
I'm a semen demon. Not Medusa. You won't turn to stone. You're okay.
Not helping. I'm sorry.
The panicked eyes. It's the panicked eyes. Just like, okay.
Oh no, I'm perfectly fine. But going back to what I was asking is that obviously I view you as a brand in a lot of ways too, because you do command a very big audience on Streammate, and then obviously other things can be done with who you are, what you represent. And what is that like? Because I think that's also the other thing that's really interesting that's happening in the industry right now, especially in the adult industry, is that people are diverging out of camming or whatever we're going to call that, or Streammate or VTubing. I'm not exactly sure the correct termage here, but they're now building personal brands and followings and getting other opportunities. And so what is that like for you? Because I view you as kind of getting superstar status and slowly climbing that up. And I'm viewing that you're kind of diverging out from one platform into another, into another, into another. And I think it's so interesting in that regard.
Oh, thank you. Honestly, it's on one hand, it's amazing. And I'm so excited for just this wonderful opportunity because I'm fully aware, like every day I wake up and just can appreciate how unique of a position I'm in. And there are like a handful of people that are to the extent that I am. So it's even cooler. But on the complete other hand, it is so scary and daunting because it's uncharted territory, you know? So we all have like an idea of what we'd like, but if you've never experienced it or done it before, you're kind of putting one foot in front of the other. Like, I really hope there's not a step in front of me. Up or down, I want to see it coming. So it's tons of fun, but definitely a lot of pressure. I'm excited to see where it's going to keep going. There's already talks of fleshlights and jets for all of us. So I know the opportunities are limitless. It's just
so that's so interesting. And not to cut you off, but to me, I understand scary, right? I understand not knowing things. Obviously, I went through that when I went from doing pre-recorded audio straight to doing live in the middle of COVID, and then constantly evolving and entering new sectors in my business, where obviously I've added a new sector in, what I do on eBay, where I've gotten a lot more into baseball cards and UFC cards and things like that. And I get the scary part of that, but what is that like? Because you are in new territory and even understand the rules. Because I would imagine, and correct me if I'm wrong, but how did Streammate react to you and Sasha and Evie? Because this didn't exist, right? And what is that like? Because these sites, I don't think had any clue this was coming. And how to like, and also, I don't know what I can and can't say, but I would imagine that there's financial rules to some degree with this stuff. I would imagine there's things that can and can't be done. I also imagine there's potential verification issues. And so, what is that like to say, cool, am I even breaking a rule by doing X? Am I allowed to do X? And what is that like? Because I'm sure there's situations where you're like, Stream, it's like, we didn't even know this thing existed. What do we do? Right? If that makes any sense.
Yes and no. The one really cool thing about us choosing Streammate as our original place to start up is, although it's not like a Chatterbait where Project Melody had started up and it's more of a freemium site, we went to Streammate where they are pretty much like, especially 5 years ago, they are the top dogs. They are the established site with the most amount of white labels. They are the most amount of reach, and they've got a relatively good team, I guess. I can't say I work closely with them, but in order for us, all of us, whether it be the OG Sasha, because one day she's going to come back, but we need to fine tune her within our own new updated world because it's way more defined and way cooler. But in order for us to even do that, we had to show the big people at the building of Streammate what we are, what we do. And fortunately enough for us, all of the theoretical meat suits that are sitting in the avatar tubes, they were already Streammate girlies. So being able to say hey, I want to stay with you guys and keep my face, but also I'm going to add a way cooler, more defined, unstoppable face with unlimited potential. Would you like to allow me the pleasure of showing you my unlimited potential? Because I swear,
Go right ahead.
nice models, more personalities. If we gave them more of that, we'd be unstoppable. And they were like, you know what? Give it a go. Although we do have to show we're real people and have a little preview in the corner. You don't get that because it's not needed, but we do show that. So we have to abide by little rules like that. But for the most part, when building the project, everyone knows obscenity laws. We made sure to never cross any boundaries, so we haven't ran into any issues.
No, because I just think it's fascinating, and I think it's so interesting because obviously when you're entering uncharted territory, you don't know the rules of the game. And so it's kind of like, can we do this? Can we not do that? Is this even legal? I mean,
that was the really nice thing about Streammate, was because we were so open and excited to just bring it to their platform and excited to stream as much as we could. They were as transparent could be when it came to hey, show that your model is the same model every day. Don't show, you can't incorporate your real model's pictures into other things, kind of just separating everyone and letting us know what parts of each character can clash and what parts just need to stay separate, as well as letting us all know that we can't change a hairstyle per se, because if I were to change my hair and my eye color and my sizes, and I could shrink and I could look just like Evie, and then there'd be no telling. So those are kind of rules where we can't change characters, if you will, but other than that, it's just normal. Any Streammate model knows normal Streammate rules, and any customer knows the horrible things that we are just wretched and say no to because we're evil.
So let's even go further into that, because obviously you could do certain other things though with your model. So I think that you could obviously grow wings, right? I think that you could have props. You could do some other stuff. You could potentially change certain sizes. I think
Yeah.
you can do. And I'm being as you can become well endowed. Might be the nice way to put it.
Oh yeah. I definitely had to get like a safe for work setup right now for that sole purpose that I just have so much personality. It's overflowing. Frankly, there is no fabric that can spread the way that my body expands. They call me Elastigirl's sexy grandma. I don't know.
I am down with it. I am down with it. But the reason why I bring that up is that obviously it allows for a lot more personality. It allows for a lot more options. It allows for a lot more custom ability. Wow, I can't speak today. It allows for a lot of fun stuff. There might be some other stuff you can do down below, which is also very cool.
There's like a hentai rule that if you can think it, there's a hentai of it, and I just like to be the lifetime pun fully intended, like the lifetime exception, like the proof that that is the truest thing ever.
And so I mean, I'm laughing because I think it's funny. I really think it's funny.
You're referencing a memory. I know it.
I'm referencing a lot of things. And I have no problem admitting it. I think it's funny. I do.
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a good time. I think that in today's climate, everything's so serious. Like you were saying earlier, that you try and talk to some people and it's just not a conversation. And that's what I'm really here to do, because sometimes it's funner this way.
25% of my interviews are horrible. And it's not because the person is necessarily bad. It's just a bunch of people are not interview ready. And it's rough. I mean, when you're pulling teeth out of somebody, it's just terrible. It's like,
Queen.
it makes me want to like legitly just like be like, why did I have you on? And this is why I field people, and I have very few open mic nights, where I take everybody, and I used to take everybody, but you get these problems. And it's because people don't know how to have conversations about life. And I think people are so up tense and so freaking stressed out that they don't know how to relax and have a good time and enjoy themselves and table the norm, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
And I think that you're breaking that to some degree. And I think what you can do, and that you can grow certain things or shrink certain things or add certain things, I think it's great, and I think it's funny, and I think it just makes me laugh. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do. I mean, I'll just say you can grow a dick. I mean, it's pretty funny. I mean,
it's a magical muscle that I flex.
I think it's funny, and I think it's so ridiculous that how can I help but be like, this is great. Did you just take out a magnifying glass too?
Yeah, I was gonna see if we were showing those things, but I realized the context of this conversation is not allowed.
God! Oh, that's great! That is great! That is well played. That is well played, because I figured that was an insult at me. That was
no.
That was well played. That was very well played.
You me to bully you. I don't do that for free. That's one of those things.
You don't do what for free?
I don't bully people for free. I feel like that's one of those things that you should have to like beg for, like, please bully me, and that's just makes me want to bully you.
That was funny. That was really funny. That would be. I am. If you took it out again, that's gonna be my Facebook profile pic for like a week. That was good. That was good. I thought that was funny.
Thank you. Bit landed. Check.
Oh, that was good. That was good. But that definitely made me laugh. Again, I can laugh at myself. I really can.
Built-in bongos.
But yeah, so because I think it's great. And I think you're building a brand, and I think it's great, and I think it's just awesome. But that's interesting how you don't bully people though too. That's I like that.
I can't say, because all humans have their moment where they're just like, you know what, you are gonna get all of it. You don't deserve it, but it's your turn. We've decided to beat you with the verbal stick. But for the most part, yeah, I don't really think it's my place to just immediately bully people. I think the whole like dom sub relationship is based on like trust and like a symbiotic desire to have like fun, and really just being like mean out the gate isn't being dom, it's just being a little bitchy in my personal opinion. Everyone has a different approach, but for me it just feels
I'm going to ask you a question on that because I'm curious. So I always thought a dom sub relation was a consensual relationship, and the idea was that a good dom should understand what a sub wants, and you don't be mean to a sub for the sake of being mean. It's because you're fulfilling a desire, versus being mean to a sub out of the bat and straight out is not necessarily, because I always thought a dom has somewhat of a fiduciary responsibility to a sub. That's what I always thought. And again, I'm not well versed in this. I'm really not, but that's my understanding of a dom sub relationship. And
that's completely okay. I could be completely talking out my ass right now, but in my personal opinion, I think a dom sub relationship varies from every dom and sub, more or less, because communication has to be the number one part of it in order for you to know what they're supposed to do. But we are talking on an internet level, so the internet is going to be very, very different than
that is true.
some other exchanges. So there are going to be dudes that just have a username like "be mean to me," and chicks know what to do. But it really varies from person to person. For me, I do have to like really hit again, like communication is key. So it's no dom is just gonna read your mind and know exactly what you want, because everyone's so different. That's the great part about humanity, is we're not all the same.
That is true. No. I was under the premise that it is a consensual relationship. And again, internet relationships are very different than in-person relationships by far. I'm not going to say
is 50 Shades of Grey is not a dom sub relationship, and what I said is more accurate, but by no means am I saying that is law. But
yeah, go consult your lawyer, everybody, is what we're telling you to do. But I didn't read 50 Shades of Grey. I just didn't read it. I haven't gotten onto it yet. It's on my reading list.
Trust and believe it. I did not read it either. I have this horrible thing that I do is called doom scrolling. It'll be like Twitter porn. Ooh, clip of 50 Shades of Grey. That's not accurate. That's not right. That's wrong. Ooh, Twitter porn.
I will explain my interaction with 50 Shades of Grey, and this is how far I go. I saw an SVU episode where the professor wrote on their student, and then their student got 10%, and the professor got 90%. And that's as far as I went. So I am clearly not the expert here. Where it's a great episode. It's a great episode because it's fun, it's smart, it's clever. I like how they took it, and I like what they did with it. And I gotta say, they did a fantastic job with writing that episode because super smart to capture it. But
you have no mean words to say, do you?
What'd you say to me?
Not a mean word out of you. The past 30 minutes are like, let's talk on this. I really like that. That's great. I love your demeanor is just so positive. I can really appreciate it.
Well, I'm not a mean person. That's not true. I could be an asshole. See, the nicest people in the world are the biggest assholes. But I run a business, and what I figured out is that I catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. So rather than be a dick, I choose to be a positive human being because I do better in life and I make more money when I'm positive. So why would I be mean when I don't have to be? The last time I was really mean was like 6 months ago for a really good reason. And I was furious and I tore somebody apart.
Fair. Stick up for yourself. But like, watch out, Pop Anime Comics. He's about to be just a mental health awareness type of dude. Oh, I definitely can subscribe to the just choosing positivity, choosing niceness. It's easy to be an asshole.
No, I mean, the last time I was an asshole, I'll tell you about it. So I backed the Kickstarter. The guy didn't deliver it. And then it was supposed to be a grand finale, and he moved the goalpost, and I tore him a new one because I was fucking pissed off that he took $9,000 from me and 270 people. And I'm like, bro, you're committing a fraud. And then he relaunched it. He's going to relaunch it in like 10 days. And I'm going to be a dick. And I'm going after him hard. I'm
Fair.
sorry. Because that's stealing. That is by definition stealing. And I'm not going to tolerate that. And if nobody else is going to be an advocate, you know, I don't even know if I'm an asshole for that. I don't. But I'm going to look like one, and I don't really care. But again,
am I the asshole Twitter? Am I the asshole Reddit? No, you're not the asshole.
I don't really care if I am, because it's ridiculous and it's offensive. But like, that's me being an asshole or me being a dick. If somebody says, "Oh, Andrew, I don't like your show," I'm like, okay, don't watch it. Like that's you. It's like, I'm not the problem. Like,
you're like East Coast unnecessarily nice. West Coast, you're kind of an asshole. East Coast, you were so like nice. Cuckoo cachoo. I mess with it.
I mean, because why? Be a dick. Like, because again, I'm choosing not to be a dick because I don't have to be. And when you don't have to be a dick and you can get what you want, why would you want to be a dick? And I've seen how people who are assholes and dicks, and I don't know what a female dick is, but that's not the point here.
Saying dick.
I mean, there's a word, but I don't want to use it.
Fair.
Actually, no. It's a bitch. That's not that bad. When that's actually the correct word. There's a word that trumps that up higher, but not the point. That's when she's an uber bitch.
I say you throw a bitch fit, like white girls bitch fit.
Oh my god!
I'm about to throw a BF. A bitch fit.
So terrible in so many ways. So terrible. I love it though. I haven't heard bitch fit in a while. That's good. Oh man.
Like I said, I'm a dabbler. I will reference 80 different things that don't correlate in the slightest, and you're sitting there like, is she really 26? How fucking old are you, lady? You know too much. You remember too much.
I'm 31 and I connect a lot of shit together.
Oh my gosh. I knew I saw a walker back there.
Exactly. I connected with my friend American Pie to Ted today, but my friend didn't get it, and I'm very upset about it.
One time at band camp,
yeah.
You look like you played percussion.
I never played a
trombone, something.
Not at all. Not at all. I am Jim, and his line in American Pie 2 is, I was a band geek who never joined the band. American Pie 2. Never was in the band, never was in like the violin or the orchestra. Again, I'm not musically talented.
Hey, you have your nose in anime. That's all right.
I did. I used to wear anime t-shirts, and people were like, what the fuck's this kid doing? And I didn't give a fuck. It was great. Great. And then I was even smarter, where my best friend, I did his social studies and his English homework, and he did my chemistry homework.
Out here just defying the odds long before you were even faced with them. That's insane.
So my friend was a chem major. I was a social studies major, and we just did each other's homework. It was great. You got an A in social studies. I got an A in chemistry.
God, thank goodness I'm perfect and there is never a doctor I need. My voice box is SOL. Shit out of luck, because I feel like you are not the only person that did that.
Meanwhile, my lab partner thought I was dumb because I have a neurological problem and I don't want to touch a flaming beaker because then it would drop and it would like burn the desk. And then she's like, I'm not going to listen to you, Andrew. I'm like, but I know the answer. And I was like, fine. You can do all the work. I'll just sit here. You can think I'm stupid. And I get an A and she got a B-. So
that just sounds like the biggest dub.
But she became a nurse. So, and I'm here talking to you. So I think I won.
Fair. But like, all hot girls become nurses. It's like, from what I've watched, it's like the cam girl funnel.
That I don't know. That could be true. It would make
Uh-uh.
sense. It would make sense though.
Honestly, just trying to poke at the sexy nurse cliche trope thing, but the more I think about it, likely not. Especially if we're talking about her, she she probably only sees in black and white, can't even see color.
That
Like,
could be true too. She
never
was
know.
thinking about her cheating boyfriend throughout all of chemistry lab. Every fucking Thursday. I'm like, oh my fucking God. Oh, like fine. Couldn't take it. 11th grade chemistry was not a good year for me. It was like the worst day ever. It was like I hated chemistry. I just thought it was terrible. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about. It's not about me. It's about you. And obviously, it's a lot of stuff going on with you, and chemistry is fun, but
We've got some great chemistry, obviously.
clearly, I have no answer for that. I have nothing.
You're far too nervous. My sincere sighs. Okay, so basically, ready to strap up. What you are seeing right now is just the newest improvement of my world. So you were able to talk to Sasha and you thought her like area was cool or whatever, but like look back there. Truly get a gander at like everything we're working with. You're in an interactive room that is live. And although I can't show you any of the
How
fun toy
much did
stuff,
that cost you to do? I'm joking. I'm
that is
sorry.
the coolest part. Everyone asks that. And the greatest thing ever is there's a dev. And unlike any cam girl that's got a Minutely,
I was even
that
going even
dev
more
just
meta
has
than
vision.
that. I was going way more meta than that. On that, I'm like, what's the rent on that place? Like
Oh
that
my
was
God.
my question. It
Put
was
your VR goggles down. We're not that advanced yet, and that's more or less just a limitation within streaming. For me personally, the voice box was originally with StreamMate for 4 years prior, so it's just a comfortability. Like StreamMate is home, and once they make it even more accessible, which they are working with us they're very helpful.
documenting your pain. That's all I was doing. I was just saying it's a nice room and that it's a beautiful place, and the rent on that must be super expensive. That's all I was saying. Like,
Tag you're it. It's not that bad, truly. Come look around. You'll have to see the back of me though, because my safe for work outfit is only so accessible. But we can go pretty much everywhere. Oh,
damn, it's freaking awesome.
you're by the waterfall? Yeah.
So cool. It's
Oh,
really just sick. I mean, I think it's cool because I mean that's built on a real video game engine, right?
say that for me one more time.
That's probably, I mean, that's built on a real video game engine, right?
Yes. So we've been pretty open. Similar, we were able to look at Project Melody for a decent amount, and Unreal was one of those things that's been pretty universal for almost all VTubers, specifically in the safer workspace. So we were able to just broaden it, add more details and depth that people I'm sure have thought of, but it was a 2 to 3 year time consuming process of trial and elimination. So once we were able to get that first character up, built, figure out what we wanted, what we didn't want, we shut her down and then brought to me, and in my own humble opinion, a better, more perfected version, more well-rounded for a daily stream where now streammates are home as opposed to hentai.com, which was really, really cool and was so much fun. But you guys, as viewers and just people that get to participate in my life, deserve the top quality of me. So spreading me a little too thin upon our entry into this realm wouldn't be fair to you guys to get the most pristine product of my personality.
Dude, you also feel with StreamMate, because I was just speaking and I had Cherry DeVry. I think that's how I say her name, and I love her. And I interviewed her, and we were speaking about how StreamMate obviously drives a lot of traffic too, and that's a big deal too. And I think people forget that I've had conversations in comics, and nobody wants to have this conversation where I think comic books need to take a page out of what StreamMate has done, where you need to drive a lot of traffic to a website to get volume up and get people to your website at a variety of time. Obviously, it's also on the model. It's on the model to make it fun, but you also need traffic. And I think that's too that StreamMate is very effective at on the back end or the front end, or I'm not exactly sure the correct termage there, but they drive a lot of traffic. And I mean a lot. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
that converts. And so that's another thing too that I think people forget is that you have a high quality product, which is your background. You know, and I hate to say you're a product that way. That's not how I want it to sound.
Oh, absolutely do. It's more than okay. Objectify me. I like it.
I'm trying to be as respectful as I possibly can.
With the way you stutter, it won't come across disrespectful. You're more than okay. I promise.
Great. No. I'm just a respectful human being. That's all. The point is that I hate to refer to people as products, right? It's a weird thing to refer somebody as. But I digress right there. But the idea is that you're a high quality product entity, and then you're on Streamit, which is driving a lot of traffic. And so that's another thing too that I think is so interesting. This whole concept is that it's not shit, for lack of a better word. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
So
Like,
I think
yeah.
that's a cool
I
thing.
think that's also another great reason that we chose to stay with Streamit is if you are familiar with that name we've been throwing around so much, it's one of the more established sites, one of the safer places. There's rules for us models, like we can't harass you. We can't be mean to you guys in private messages and like demand things. We've got a standard to live up to, as opposed to a lot of other places where it's still the Wild West. They're figuring out their rules. They're still getting complaints from Visa, MasterCard, needing to add new rules, where Streamit's been pretty set and consistent for a long while. So it feels just, it feels nice to, I feel I'm more put together being on a platform that has so much history and has kind of trust behind it, as opposed to going anywhere else.
Do you feel that it also makes you legitimate? Because
That's the word I was going to say. It makes being on an established platform makes me as a model show you exactly what I am. Because if I were anywhere else, you wouldn't quite know if we were to do show concepts. For the most part, Streamit's platformed in a way that you are not getting taken advantage of. Actually, you know exactly what you're getting before you even get it.
I'll equate it to me. I feel very comfortable selling baseball cards and comics on eBay, right? Because eBay makes it so that I'm a seller and I'm legitimate. And it makes a customer feel comfortable that, okay, this card is 40 days out, but Andrew has 100% rating in his eBay store, and eBay has seller protections. And so I give eBay 13%, but they also give me legitimacy and they give me trust. And I make a decent amount of money, and I have no problem giving eBay 13%, because when something goes wrong or I need that level of, oh man, you're selling a $5,000 comic, somebody say eBay's got me covered. And while you might say 13% on $5,000 is a lot of money, and I'm using that as an example, it's that legitimacy factor.
As well as the traffic, getting the eyes there. I can't stand out in the corner of the hentai world with a sign twirling it like, feed me your soul, please. I'm going to starve. It wouldn't work.
That's also the thing too. For me on eBay, it's not even so much the traffic as much as it's just the protections and my seller or my buyer feeling much more comfortable. And even when I buy things on eBay, I know if something's wrong, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be taken care of. And there's something about legitimacy and safety that I think really does matter. I mean, on Streamate, I feel like you're going to be protected if something goes within reason. If somebody, there's always a circumstance where
there's always worst case scenarios, but all in all, they are the most responsible and reactive when it comes to any need, question, or desire that I may have, whether it's a picture getting approved and having a little bit of trouble just with a processing system, because a lot of things are just automatic. They're just easy to work with and really open to hear what I've got to say or any thoughts I have. It just feels natural. Like there's not a thought really going into it, except I hope they like me. And I hope my mic's working. That's one of my biggest fears, because I refuse to hear my voice play back. No, absolutely not. So yeah.
Okay, Are you one of those that doesn't like your own voice?
I don't mind it, but if I hear it like coming back to me while I'm speaking, I'll just turn into a nonverbal.
I can't do headphones on an interview, and I can't hear my own voice back. I can't do it as an interviewer. It drives me crazy. I mean, I have a hard enough time editing my own stuff and cutting up content. Obviously, I mean, I'm releasing a lot of the Sasha stuff and micro content, and I had to cut all that up. And I hate doing. I hate cutting up stuff. It drives me mad because I spot all my fuck ups, and I
That's a
know
good
I fucked up. And people are like, dude, you did a great job. I'm like, no, I fucking fucked up here. So it's like, dude, shut the fuck up, Andrew. Just be quiet. And then I'm like, you don't understand. Like, I spot where I mess up. And
I
I
get
already
that.
know where I messed up in this interview 10 times. So it's gonna be horrible and I have to relive it.
Practice makes perfect. For a long time, I didn't like the sound of my own voice, but as time continues, the more I add it, the more aware I am, the better off I kind of feel at the end of it. Am I thinking back to like 10 minutes ago in a conversation where I couldn't use gooder English because I'm not bilingual. I'm not bilinguini, but your first language is always your hardest. It is what it is.
My first time speaking Klingon. No, I can't speak Klingon yet. I can't wait to teach my niece though how to do it. I barely passed American Sign Language. That's a fun language. Oh my gosh,
Shoot, that sounds like you're throwing way too many gang signs.
It was pretty close to it. I wanted to study abroad, so I had to pass. I was happy to get my B-, and then I moved on. I knew I wasn't gonna make it. I knew it. I tried. I got my B+, and everybody was like, "I got an A." I'm like, "I got a B+. I'm happier than you." You were like, "Why are you so happy with the B+?" I'm like, "Because I don't have to deal with this ever again."
So fair, so valid. I get that.
And then I took the American Sign Language book. I bought a bin. I lit a fire in it, and I threw it in. It was great. It was like the happiest day of my life.
It was a movie moment for sure.
But I made sure that my friends came over, and we got marshmallows and we got sticks, so the fire wasn't wasted.
That's fair. Global warming is real.
I wanted some more. That's what I wanted.
You're gonna make me hungry.
I'm sorry. The s'mores were great. They were absolutely wonderful. And then I had like
can't imagine they'd be bad.
I had American like the snack crackle pops Hershey bars that came out with them. You put that on there. You got graham crackers. It was great. A whole fucking thing of marshmallows, and we were like, "Oh my god, did we see like 15 marshmallows a piece?" And we're like, "Yeah, that's good." It was amazing. It was the best use of my American Sign Language book. I don't remember anything from that class beyond that. That's how bad it was.
That's honestly, at least you got a B+. There is a positive somewhere.
A B-.
Oh, well, if you added a dash, it'd be a B+.
I am thrilled with my B-.
Sorry, Mom, I'm encouraging a liar.
It's all right. It's all right. My B- and me are very happy with each other because we were ecstatic. We would have taken a C+. I don't think people understand. My grade was a negotiation.
That is so fair.
Now, I was upset that I didn't get an A- in art class. That I was upset about because I worked really hard in that. But you win some, you lose some.
Fair.
I was upset. I was upset, but I got an A+ in constitutional law. So
all right, Barack, I see you.
What'd you say?
I said, all right, Barack, I see you. I'm fairly sure he was a constitutional lawyer. That's an educated joke. My bad. Different audience.
I'm not that smart. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I told you, I'm a dabbler. I know an unfortunate amount about like a lot of different shit that means nothing.
I got the joke. I was trying to count. It's all right. It's all right. I did work in the government for a while and worked in the appropriations committee, so I'm very proud of myself there. I was appropriating a lot of things. I could tell you that.
All
I am
right.
definitely not appropriate. That's for sure.
Oh no, I'm in danger.
What'd you do? Are
Huh?
you okay? Are you okay? Are you gonna be
Oh,
okay?
100% it was a joke. You are right. You are all right. Dang. And now,
I missed the
speaking's
joke.
hard sometimes.
I missed the joke then. I missed a lot of
Life's
jokes.
one life is one long ongoing joke, and if you're not laughing, that just doesn't sound like a live, laugh, lovey kind of way.
That's why I thought the microscope scope was funny.
Yeah.
Magnifying glass? That was funny. I thought that was funny. That was funny. I still
Why,
think it's
thank you.
I thought I knew where you were going with that. I thought that was funny. I thought that was funny.
I just ask for random props every once in a blue moon in a little frenzy of idea, and the dev is just like, bloop, 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 bloop. You're welcome. Have fun. And I'm like, I can get pregnant? Just like, really? Fucking
So
awesome.
what I would love, if I was in your position, there's only one I would want. I'm a huge wrestling fan, and Kurt Angle was making fun of Stone Cold Steve Austin. So Stone Cold Steve Austin takes 2 beers and smashes them together and then drinks them like that. And Kurt Angle decided to do the same thing just with milk.
Hand
so
me some milk.
so he took the 2 milk cartons, right? And then he smashed them together and then he poured them on himself. And it was great. And then when Kurt Angle got into the Hall of Fame in WWE, he did the exact same thing again at his Hall of Fame speech on his suit. And it was great because he decided to wage a war against Stone Cold Steve Austin. And he came up with a milk truck. And Stone Cold Steve Austin, a year or two before with McMahon, came out with a beer truck and sprayed the whole ring with beer. And so
Oh,
Kurt Angle, while fighting the Alliance, did it with a milk truck. And then he started throwing like milk cartons at the enemy. Oh, the whole thing is brilliant. And
that's
so it's one of Kurt Angle's best moments. So if I was in your position, that's the only prop I would want. Because some people are like, and when somebody did something really smart, they'd be like, do Kurt Angle. And it'd be like, and it'd be great.
you're giving me ideas for the arsenal. I might have to work on it. Maybe get that fountain moved a little closer.
I just think it's my favorite thing that's WWE because it's so ridiculous, the concept, and you watch it and you can't help but smile. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, and that's my point. Is that, and I love things like that. So that leads me into this. What's the craziest thing that you've been requesting? Because I asked Sasha this too, and Sasha gave me a list, and it's a great list. and I thought it was really funny. I also said I'm lucky that my sponsor is with me till June, and he's probably going to renew because he loves it, and he's making part of this show happen. But what is the craziest thing that has been requested? And you could say whatever you want to say. I don't really care. So
Oh,
I'm just
shoot.
curious.
For the most part, there's a ton of crazy things, but that's the one thing when you're faced with a ton of wild things every day. A lot of it loses its sparkle, as well as I don't want to call out certain degrees because it's not so much wild as it is like, are they okay? Check your local loony bin, goddamn. But oh my fuck, the wildest thing I've ever done in a dom position where I did not request it. It was offered to me like on a silver tray. Please, 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 won't you take this off my silver tray? He had a metal meat tenderizer that you'd use for chicken cutlets, and I've never seen a man play whack-a-mole with their own selves better, harder, or more intensely. Holy fuck, those meatballs were tenderized. Oh my god, and by far my favorite thing on this entire planet. I'm talking Pulp Fiction, full-blown gimp mask and suit and everything, the full get-up, riding reverse on a 12-inch glittery pink dildo, screaming my full name. I mean Lilith Fukumoto Succubus Queen the entire time, and then proceeded to come for my yabba dabba dabba doo Fred Flintstone toes boo. Yes. And that's just off the top of my brain. I truly don't think anything else I say would be as PC as the two things I just told you right now, if that's any insight.
I am. Again, I think it's funny. And,
I
and,
think it is absolutely amazing, and I'm so fortunate that this is my life. Like, I love it. I always say the the weirder the better, and the better the wetter. So it's good. Normal's boring.
that is amazing in so many ways, and God bless those people. God bless
Oh,
them.
don't say his name too loud. He'll strike me where I stroke it. Semen demons don't go far in his book. And
It's all
any
right.
of his books, disrespectful. Oh.
There's a reason why I'm an atheist, but anyway,
I'm
there's
real.
and I'm Jewish, so there's a down there for me. But don't worry, a bunch of my friends, I've said it to them, and I said, guys, we're not going up there anytime soon. So whoever
I
dies first, they have the obligation to save a beer at the table for everybody who comes next. There's a book called Hungry Ghosts, and it was Anthony Bourdain's last book, and he died before it was published. And so the opening quote is that his co-writer said basically to Anthony Bourdain, save a beer for me at the table down there below. And I've taken that quote very personal and very honest with all my friends, is whoever goes first, there, save a beer for me at the table.
That's
And
so cute.
it's not an inside joke, because the saying is that I'm going to be with my friends down there, and we're going to be having the biggest party of all time when I die. So it's going
All
to
of the cool people are down there. I want to hear some good rock music.
oh my God, Tom Brady's going to be down there.
Oh my God.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Kevin Hart's going to be there. We all know it.
What did you say last?
What'd you say?
Who was after Tom Brady before Kevin Hart?
Oh, Gronk.
Oh, okay. Gronkowski. I thought you said someone else, and I'm like, sir, no.
I love Gronk, and I'm a Giants fan. So
It's honestly just the personality. I get it. Like 100%.
I mean, John Cena's going to be down there. It's going to be great.
I'll take Gronk, any of the Gronkowskis, actually, over Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
I love Travis Kelce too. I can't hate Travis Kelce. I can't hate him, but I don't love him as much as I love Gronk. Does that make sense?
He doesn't strike me as someone that would be like interested in the semen demon lifestyle, and therefore I'm going to be personally biased. Just in my own opinion, I think any of the Gronkowski crew would just be so down with my like demeanor. I don't know. It's more a vibe check. I might be projecting. You never know.
I can't hate Mahomes or Kelce because they made me money.
That's, that is so fair. Oh my God, he's got more than just one fantasy. Football
the first
and
Super
baseball.
Bowl, I had like $250 on them, and I made a fortune. And then the second one, I had $30, and I made like 100 because they were not the favorite. And oh my God, people thought I was crazy for putting money on them. I'm, no, guys, you got it all wrong. Yeah. So I mean, like that's my point, is that, and I right now have like $20 that they're going to be back in the Super Bowl, and that's like going to pay me 100 if they get back to the Super Bowl. So I really can't hate the Chiefs, and I can't hate Kelce or Mahomes because they make me money.
I just talk with no actual facts behind me. It's just
okay. I agree. Any of the Gronkowskis probably would be more in favor of you. Kelce just, I don't know.
He seems a little too straight, narrow, good blonde girl. I want danger.
Who's an Eagles fan?
Lord, you are too much.
But it's true.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong. I just said you're too much. My cheeks cringe.
Did you know that Taylor Swift funded 60% of my Roth IRA this year? Did you know that? Indirectly.
No, go off, T Swift. Fuck yeah.
So all these comics from this company, Tidal Wave, came out of Taylor Swift, and I sold a bunch of them, and they legitly funded like 60% of my Roth IRA in the amount of sales. So I can't hate Taylor Swift either.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't hate either. I don't have hate in my heart. There's by no means hate. I feel like you can talk shit, a little bit of shit at everything, because I throw a little shit on myself too. It's okay. We're all just rolling around in the mud like little piggies. It's fun.
I mean, I surrendered to the magnifying glass. I got that. I know I'm not Pete Davidson. I know that for a fact.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a really good question. I don't know. It could go either way, right? It could go either way. It could be a compliment or a diss.
Isn't he chronically ill?
I don't know if he's chronically ill, but he's kind of crazy.
I thought he had like Crohn's or something. I guess you can sexualize someone with Crohn's. I don't know. I don't think Pete Davidson's all that much of a problem. I just think he's insane. Very fair. All I know is Kim K does anal.
I mean, I'll be honest. Who brands Kim Kardashian's name on their body? I'm
gonna look at the tattoo of all of their hot girlfriends' names. If you got to hit that, wouldn't you get a tat about that too? I would.
I don't know.
I'd get it on my forehead. That just gives me bitches for the future. You're telling me Kim K let me sign her name on my body? I'm next.
I don't know. I would rather have Max Crosby's tattoos. He's got a sick chest piece.
Oh my God.
He's got Kobe, MJ.
He's unnecessarily good.
And then he's got Muhammad Ali on his chest. And that thing is clean as fuck. Like,
he's fluorescent, so.
Oh my God! Just I mean, he's one of the best defensive tackles, I think, on like the Raiders. Oh my God, that guy's fucking tattoos are insane. They're amazing. But I digress.
There's no reason for a football player to look that good. Absolutely no reason. Oh.
I mean,
we both digress.
I would love to hang out with Max Crosby. That'd be a fun interview. Interviewing him about his fucking chest. Oh my God. Just that would be.
Just want to touch his chest. Same here. It's okay, no judgment. But
I'm fine with my sexuality. I'm a 31-year-old male. I'm perfectly comfortable with my sexuality.
If you can't be a little homo as like a grown straight man, I don't think you're a grown straight man.
I'm wearing a ghastly T-shirt. If I'm comfortable with my sexuality, I don't know what I am anymore.
I wasn't saying you. It was more of a broad statement upon all things. That is so fair. I don't think what you wear is necessarily completely a telltale of what you're into. What if you're wearing scrubs?
That could be true.
I like the idea. That's noted for next time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Next time we do this, we should both wear scrubs. We should just both wear scrubs. I might see what the future can hold. You never know. There's gonna be crazy things coming for us. That's what's so exciting. Oh. So speaking of that, what is coming or what is potentially coming that you can state? Because I can tell you what I want. I wanted this from Sasha, and I still want it. I want a skate deck. Because
we're going to work on that kind of stuff, just any sort of apparel and all of the fun stuff and things that come with any anime, from mouse pads to cute posters to, yes, the skateboards. Because I think she had told you there was a manga shop that we had always seen the same skateboard, and God, it would be so cool to have us on there. And I was a part of that. So we still have those kind of things in mind. But as of right now, we're trying to partner more with our ultimate day-to-day, which is a Streammate platform, and then also finding ways to go out to save for work. But I think I can mention that we are partnering with something cool and fun. I don't know if I'm allowed to say names, so like something cool and fun.
You can say a flashlight.
Oh.
You can say that.
Yeah. I know for sure Sasha's going to be one of the cool ones that are coming up. Eventually, once that does amazing, which it will, because honestly, the people that follow us are just wonderful and so engaging, which is something that was not expected. Like, definitely expected, but not such a warm welcome. That's to come. But more than ever, it's just going to be hopefully talks with just partnering better with StreamMate, seeing if we can't get my lives a little bit more interactive for you guys. Since I showed you my playable character and how it can walk around, allowing you guys the freedom to not have to watch where I'm walking, but maybe get a view for yourself. A lot of it's more ideas than exact, like we are doing this, but that's more or less because we want to give you the best product, as opposed to just a ton of ideas that if we don't do it, it's almost like we lied. I'd never want to lie to you.
No, because the only reason why I bring this up is that I view you guys as anime adjacent, and
Mhm.
I don't think that going to an anime con, I don't know how you could do that. Okay, that I have no idea, and I don't even want to get into the logistics or anything like that. But I do think theoretically you could have merchandise at an anime con.
Oh,
That
definitely.
will work. And I think there's something to be said about that, where I think, and me and Sasha were speaking about this, where I think there is something to be said about, that's why I say skate decks and things like that, because I'm building a studio. Obviously, I'm up, up at my kitchen table because I just don't feel like going downstairs, today. And I'm
Mhm.
watching a game and I don't have a TV down in my basement. But, it's one of those things where I'm building a studio and I'm looking for trippy things to put in my studio.
Yeah.
So anywhere from the Master Sword to cool skate decks to neon signs and statues and things, and that's what I want, because I wouldn't be opposed to putting a little risque skate deck of Sasha or you or somebody like that, because to me that makes sense to put into my studio.
Heck yeah. Definitely been always looking into it, but it's one of those things where, as much as we can reach out to companies, they also have to accept me. And StreamMate is a very established site, but it's also one of those things that's tucked off into the side of the darker realms that no one really talks about too freely. So getting them to partner and be immediately just like, yes, let's do everything it's a bit of a process. So slowly but surely, I think we're going to do our own independent forms of that, whether it be like a Shopify or just figuring something out.
Just kickstart it. Let's not
Yeah,
let's get right to the heart of it. Just kickstart the fucking thing.
that's kind of been my idea. It literally took me months. I mean, 7 months of having so much fucking fun, but 7 months to learn how to take a picture of myself, like a full body picture of myself. Because every picture I'd ever taken was like this half or this half. Because I've never been this perfectly well proportioned and rounded before. So now that I've learned that, I could actually have these pictures to put on things and places. So that is actually the next like to do. But oh, honestly, I think we pretty much touched base on all the fun things that I'm able to do and we're going to be looking forward to. Just making this all more
Um,
interactive for you guys, because it's one thing to watch, but it's another thing to be a part of all of it.
I can imagine. I can absolutely imagine, and I get it completely. Um, I do want to back out of that, and I do want to ask you a few more questions, a little bit about more the industry, because obviously the adult industry camming has obviously evolved massively at this point. And a lot of stuff's going on. Obviously in comics, not safe for work is a big deal right now. I'm in that
Mhm.
to some degree with bad girl art. And I actually don't sell many topless covers, and I don't sell full frontal nude books. It's not my jam. For good reasons. eBay is tough on that shit.
Yeah.
And that is the quickest way how to get kicked off eBay. And even
Mhm.
the topless books, eBay has rules and regulations. And if I can make an extra $5,000, but I run the risk of getting kicked off eBay, it's not worth it. But
Definitely.
I'm not against it, but obviously that's becoming more and more prevalent in that space. And I'm curious how you feel about just adult material in general, because I feel that it's becoming more accepted and people are more interested in it. And I feel that camming has become interesting or complicated. I'm not exactly sure, but it's evolved. And
Oh yeah.
where do you feel it's going and what's exactly happened to it? Because I've noticed changes in it in a lot of ways.
Oh, definitely. All in all, camming is just going to be a different experience from model to viewer and then each kind of persona. But for the most part, for me, I've always just seen it as a really open, accepting space where you can express yourself and explore your own identity and curiosities and really ask questions to people that you may never actually have the opportunity to talk to in the real realm. So I think it's just a really open space. Granted, is open and talked about is it as it is, I think it's still got a lot of taboo around it. A lot of people that feel a bit awkward or just a little too exposed. So slowly but surely it's becoming more of a comfortable space, I feel, as everyone gets cozier on social media and cozier with technology in general. It's gotten different, but for me it just seems like a positive change as opposed to people really just walking in and being quiet, not knowing exactly what to say, not knowing what they want. Now people are talking, they're seeing things, they're exposed to way more, and they're a lot more comfortable on the internet. So instead of getting like annoying trolls all the time, it's genuinely a bunch of people that know how to communicate their thoughts to keyboard and can have cohesive conversation, and even more so. I think it's been a really amazing space. It's changing and shifting and evolving, and I can't definitely say where it goes because I see the industry changes along with whatever social media trends are happening. So there's shorter form kind of content that's happening right now, and I feel like it's following suit with the shorter attention span of TikTok. Not mad at it, but there's slight correlations.
I agree. I can tell
Yeah.
you that my YouTube growth, I think when I interviewed Sasha, I think I had like 398 subscribers. I think I have like 621 now. And Sasha was last July. And what's changed in those two positions is that I have a lot more micro content that, for the most part, is under 5 minutes. Got of interviews, and I have a lot of that content that comes out Monday through Friday, and then I take a break on the weekend because I let people consume the content a little bit. And I used to do shorts, but I stopped doing shorts because some of them work and some of them don't. And then the other thing that I've done that's also helped is that I do a lot of polls and images in the community tab, and that has also been effective. So, and now, I mean, going from 400 to 621 might not seem like a big deal, but that's 221 subscribers.
Yeah, no, it is.
And it's growing. And in the last 90 days, about 78 have come in, which is
And in a time where YouTube's not usually everyone's number one, that's honestly my number one. It goes YouTube, Prime Video, because Prime Video has Crunchyroll and everything attached to it. But like YouTube's my number one. But I know for anyone that has TikTok downloaded on their phone, that is not their number one nor their number two.
so what's actually happening is that, and that's with no marketing, because YouTube is becoming they're promoting people who are using that community tab the way I'm using it. So my content's killing it, because and then that trickles down. And then when you have really good content to back that up, all of a sudden people are like, holy shit, I like this poll. What else? Oh my God, this guy's interviewed this voice actor. Cool. But it's only 2 minutes of a clip of how they got to roll. So somebody is engaging, and then the retention rate is high. And so that's what's going on right now, and I figured it out, and it's trending up, and it's exponential. Also, when you have 1,400 videos on YouTube, it helps too.
Oh, 100%. That's why the beginning of our other conversation a while ago, I really hope you keep it up, because that's around the time that it just goes absolutely insane for no damn reason. You're like, what was the domino effect? And it was just that one person rolling around on that video from 6 years ago, and you're like, oh, okay.
There's a theory, J curve and critical mass theory, and I'm well aware of both of them. And I've had massive conversations with people explaining it. So regardless, I won't run out of content for years. If I don't do another interview after this one, I won't run out of content for years.
Good. That's sick.
Which is crazy. If I never did an interview after this one, I would not run out of content till 2035 is the estimate, which is ludicrous.
But 800 interviews is also kind of insane. Most podcasters could not dream like at all whatsoever.
Oh my God, that's not even half of it. I have 800 interviews. Well, because my first year I did 90. My second year I did almost 135. The third year I did, I think, 110. And I've been doing the live stuff And then the year after that, I did like 120 because what happened is that I had nothing to do. And I just kept doing interview after interview after interview after interview. And all of a sudden, and then I had 121 on another show that got added in there that was straight out audio. And then I have another 90 that were never published that I have the audio files for that need to be edited. So I have unbelievable amounts of content, and I need an intern and I need a team.
Yeah.
I genuinely need a team because I want to release more content, but I am not ahead enough on that. I have content scheduled right now till September.
Oh, wow.
So I have a cycle of 16, and on average, I have 7 clips out of every interview.
Oh,
So
wow.
7 times 16. Oh man, I can't do math right now. I'm so bad at this. That is
Don't
100.
ask me.
That's 112. That's 112, I think. So I have 112 pieces of content.
Wow.
That's divide that by 5. That is give or take 20 weeks.
Jesus, yeah. Wow.
So 30 interviews, 7 covers me because I take burn weeks too. So I'll have a week where you just burn the week for 7 days and you don't publish anything because you just let your consumer catch up. I publish content 48 weeks, but I don't publish on Christmas. I don't publish on Thanksgiving because it's not a good day to publish anything.
That makes sense.
But Black Friday I publish stuff. But again, and then you take a burn week. But 48 weeks out of the year, I'm publishing, which is crazy.
Definitely.
And that's not the republishing of the interviews later on too of the year. And that's not shorts, and I'm going to be adding my bonus content in from the other show and the straight audio soon enough, as soon as I download it, which is going to add even more content. It's ludicrous. I'm going to have so much fucking content. Oh,
it's so exciting. Great things on the rise for the both of us.
More than me. But I digress. I do want to give you a chance to promote yourself, though. Where can people find you, hit you up, bother you, social media, all that fun stuff?
Heck yeah. So I'm Lilith Fukumoto. Pretty much lilithfukumoto.cammodels.com would be my direct link if you wanted to see me on Streammate. If you don't have an account already. If you have an account, use your account, look up my name. And then X is Lilith Fukumoto, and I've got my little link tree, but for the most part, that's where we're at as of right now. I did try and go down to Instagram, and goddamn Zuckerberg does not like my nipples or my cleavage or my safe for work is not safe for work for him, and Instagram and Facebook fall under the same anti-free my body movement, so you can find me on Twitter. X marks the spot. We're definitely going to keep trying to find fun new ways to interact, and then I'm also going to do some safer work at some point. The personality behind this wildness without all the nasty innuendos are pretty good. I can't say that you got the clean vocabulary because that was not my day leading up to this conversation. But we're going to start making sure that there's some more safer work content, some more consumable things so I don't absolutely plague your brain with my depravity.
Well, we end this show with moments of greatness and moments of being grateful. No, I'm joking. I am so glad I didn't put money on Denver, is all I'm going to say.
So fair.
They're getting killed. It's 80-55. I mean, it's so bad.
To think you're looking at scores where I'm pouring my soul into the screen.
No, I wasn't looking at that. I looked at it once, and I just did not feel comfortable with Denver.
You're more than okay.
I feel much more comfortable with the Knicks than in Denver. But it was a good game with the Knicks. They lost. The Pacers lost by 3 points. So
that's a really good game.
It was a fight. Denver's getting destroyed.
Bend over.
Clearly. But they might like it. So who am I to judge?
For real. Different strokes.
I'm not here to judge anybody. It's not my place to judge people. Everybody should do what they want to do. It's I live my life a certain way.
Reason.
Yes. So if it's legal, be my guest. I might not like what you're doing, but if it's legal, great.
Yeah. Who am I to tell you what to do? It's not my business. I don't own you.
If you want to fuck up your life, that's on you. Just don't fuck up mine, and I'm fine with it.
So fair. So fair. But
But
what if I want to fuck it up just a little? Just a little.
if you want to fuck up my life, you're more than happy. You can fuck up my life, but nobody else can.
Good. We'll keep it that way. Oh,
But-
is this the part where we sign off? I'm sorry. I don't shut the fuck up. You thought I was going to tell
was
you
gonna
to shut
tell
the fuck up. I just
myself.
keep going.
I'm going to promote myself. So obviously, I say this all the time. If you like what you see and you need to support people that you like and want to be successful, and what that means is that following people on social media is a big deal. Obviously, Lilith has a show on Streamate, and if you're so inclined to do that, that's your jam. Again, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You can like the interview, share it out, follow her on social media is also another one. I might have already said that, but I'm going to say it again. It goes a long way. People have Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, the drill, everybody on that. That's cool what you can do there. So that's all fine with that. And as far as I'm concerned, I am Pop Anime Comics on Twitter/X. I am Pop Anime Comics on Instagram. I am Pop Anime Comics on Facebook. I am Pop Anime Comics on YouTube. And I have 1,400 videos. I got a lot of content. I got 800 plus interviews. I got almost 600 plus micro content. I got a lot of shit on YouTube, guys. I can tell you this. You may or may not get smarter by watching me on YouTube, but you will be entertained. I can assure you that. So if you want to be entertained, you want to have a good time. Again, we have that. We have a bunch of community stuff. We're having a lot of fun there. You can vote. You can voice your opinion. I interact with people. If you leave a comment and it's a nice comment in the community thing, I respond back to as many people as I can. So definitely, I got some fun memes coming. If anybody saw the one today, it was Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z related. So it was a lot of fun. Very cool right there. So again, we have a good time on my YouTube stuff. And then on top of that, I have an eBay store called Pop Anime Comics Collectibles. And so if you're looking for comics and collectibles, come shop with us on eBay. And so I hook people up with really cool books. And I have books like this on my eBay store. So I have all 15 of those in hollow foil. I bought out the print run. I bought out this print run too, which is cool. And then apparently I've been getting complaints on one of my products, which is very confusing to me because my customers are saying they feel like they're getting a card, but they just can't see it. I contacted the company Leaf Metal, and they're like, we waited. And I asked for a refund. They said, no, dude, we waited. And I said, that's great. I can't see it. And they said, that's funny, man. We can't see it either, but we know it's in there because we packed it and we weighed it, and we had other cards that weighed the same, and it's the same weight, and we're not going to give you your money back. And then my customers are buying it. I'm saying, I feel it heavy, but I can't see it. So I don't know if you saw a card, but I didn't see a card. So that's what's going on. But I carry those in my store, and they're very cool. And I carry cards like that. And I have another 3 that have actually sold out of Otani, Steph Curry, and Endrick that are in some cool foil packs that have been sold out on Leaf Metal's site that will be available probably May 9th, May 10th. So I do carry a lot of cool stuff. So if you're looking for really cool comics and cards and things of that nature, I carry that, as well as I carry cards that are $5 all the way up to $250 in cards. And I carry a lot of comics and stuff like that. So, and if you're looking for something and I don't have it, I probably know somebody who does. And I've helped plenty of people get books that they didn't even know they needed until I had a conversation with them. So if I can't find you, if I don't have a book, I probably know somebody who does. So I'm always happy to help people and hook people up in that regard. But that's everything that I got. And on that note, I'm going to give you the final word.
Oh, it's been the absolute realist. I appreciate you so much for having me and having so many great questions. I truly can't wait to meet a bunch of fun new friends. Truly, I am the strangest person you will ever meet, so don't be a stranger. Oh, I was rubbernecking around just trying to find how the heck I do leave you. As much as parting is such sweet sorrow, it is about that time I go
Well,
fly
we're
away
gonna
now.
end right now, and that is a